right, welcome into the Dane Wayne Show.
Episode number 8, Wayne.
Number 8.
How are we feeling this evening?
We're both in black.
Oh, that might mean that something happened this week.
I think that means we're at a funeral.
Oh, okay.
A funeral for the baseball team in the city.
Oh, the Philadelphia Phillies we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. If what's it, Thursday evening? They played yesterday around this time.
It happened fast. Last week, we were talking about how excited we were for the series to start.
October.
Red October lasted 5 days.
Trash-tober is what I call it.
Trash-tober.
Oh, my goodness.
So, it was pretty horrendous all around.
So, are we flushing the 2024 Philadelphia Phillies?
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Okay.
Like we did last week, we flushed the Eagles' loss against the Bucks real fast and then moved on. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to flush this fast. We're going to talk about what happened, what we hope to happen in the future, and then flush it.
What did happen, Wayne? Can we start with what happened?
I mean, all 3 phases. I mean,
offense, defense, and special teams. Well, they don't have special
pitcher,
teams in baseball,
starters, bullpen, and hitters. I mean, it was horrendous.
Our professional hitters, were they hitting? Were they what?
Well, outside of Castellanos and Harper, which I can't even believe I'm listing Castellanos. I never would have thought that I'd be listing Castellanos as the top hitter for the Phillies. He was.
He absolutely was.
I think he hit 400 for the series or something like that, something crazy. But they would hit 130 outside of those 2 guys.
Oh, wow. That's an extremely low number for a baseball team, a professional baseball team in that position.
So when you're looking at, like, if you're blaming the bullpen for giving up 16 runs in four games,
that was also terrible.
It's pretty terrible, but you're never going to win a series when you hit 180 something.
Ice cold bats, man. Ice cold bats. Like you just referenced. Castellanos showed up for work. Harper showed up in a little bit of spurts.
Yeah.
I didn't like specifically that. Was it game 2? When
he 3.
Game 3. Okay, when he struck out.
He struck out three
straight pitches. When you called, I think we were sitting right next to each other, and you were like, "Yo, don't swing at this. Don't swing at this. Don't swing at this."
He just walked 2 guys.
Don't swing at this pitch, Bryce. Let's see. Turner was. I'm not gonna talk about Turner.
I want to know what the dollar per hit or dollar per time
for
on
no
base.
hits.
Yeah, for him, it's
probably like $80,000 per not getting a hit is what he's getting paid. But professionally, not hitting the ball consistently, inconsistent. Something that we were both worried about, I think, coming into this. I won't say we were afraid of the Mets because I'm like, it's a baseball game. When people are like, "Yo, I'm afraid of a team," I'm like, that doesn't sound like realistic.
Right.
You respect your opponent. The Mets were a quality opponent in that way. I kept hearing from the city like, "Yo, the Phillies got a better team. They got more professional hitters. They got better hitters." But in the grand scheme of it, did we really have better hitters, or did the Mets just really execute and like a high-level team and got hot at the right moment?
Yeah, they got hot at the right moment.
Okay.
On paper, the Phils had more talent. But, the Mets have been playing for their lives for the last 3 weeks. And this reminds me of 2022. The Phillies are playing for their lives for the last 3 weeks of the season, just barely getting in, going and playing that wild card against St. Louis. And then, the rest is history. They got to the World Series.
Yeah.
So, it was they caught fire. I mean, we were watching the game after we finished recording last week. We were watching the game. We turned it on.
And Alonso.
It was 2-0 Brewers. We're like, okay, I guess it's going to be Reese and the Brewers. All right. And then Alonso hits that home run. Just one swing of the bat changes that completely.
Oh my goodness!
And has the Mets come to Philly instead of the Brewers. And then
it's funny that you referenced that moment because, like you said, we were both watching. And as Alonso hit that home run, my phone starts blowing up, and it's friends being like, "Yo, FTM, and all that stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, I guess." But that moment made you realize, like, all right, we're gonna be in for a battle. It's New York, Philadelphia, and they came up really, really small, man. Yeah. Really, really small. It felt unacceptable.
Felt like last year again. I mean, they had control of that series against Arizona. It just came up small in 6 and 7, game 6 and 7.
But how do we get to the other side of, like, when a Philadelphia sports team gets to a big moment that they don't curl up like that and just like I don't know. It was because to me it felt like this was like Jekyll and Hyde all season. There would be hot streaks, cold streaks, hot streaks, really cold streaks, in between streak. And I feel like that end of the season going to Washington and kind of just not even trying to execute in that moment was like a telltale sign. We were like, yo, so it's not right. Yeah. But we kind of just bought into it like, okay, they're here in this moment. We're going to believe in them. But should we have believed in them? Yeah. You know?
And Turner, I think they interviewed him during that series, and he's like, well, it's hard to get up for these games. There's nothing to play for. And then he didn't get up for the game when there was something to play for.
We're not trying to hear that. So, we're not trying to hear that. Trey Turner, I'm going to be nice to you. Just hit the ball, man.
Yeah.
Hit the Trey Turner is the new Tobias Harris. I'm sorry. But I feel like you're just if you're in a position to get paid very well at your job, you're not going to not take the money, but at least show up and do what you're getting paid to do is what I feel. Yeah, you know, is that crazy for me to think that, or
no? I mean, most people they want to execute on the contract that they've signed. They want to, you know, they want to prove that value. And
zero value.
We're not getting much value.
I'm not getting much value, Trey. Do better. Do your job, buddy.
Yeah,
do your job. So how do we do we just flush this and move to the next? Are we looking forward to spring training? I can't say that because, you know, Philadelphia is literally in like, oh, my God, I can't believe this happened. If you listen to the supermarket, if you listen to the Wawa, like there's people sad.
Yeah.
You know, so like, is it going to be can they get to the playoffs and take that next step like we wanted them to this year? Or
Depends on if they want to spend more money.
All right.
I mean, people are putting out new lineups that have Soto and Bregman in it.
Soto's on the Yankees right now.
But it's his last year of his contract. So he's
what,
a
are
free
they going to
agent.
give him $250 million
sure,
to hit
why
a
not?
baseball? Can he actually hit a baseball?
I don't know.
Does he swing like the players that we have now?
Padres are doing just fine without him. But, I mean, the Yankees got the number 1 seed, and he played decently well.
It baffled my mind. That Lindor home run. I mean, was that going to go down as, to me, that's one of those Bucks beat the Eagles at the Vet. That's like a Joe Carter home run. It opens up a wound that you're just like, and I'm sorry to bring that up.
Are you talking about Rondé Barber?
Oh,
is that what you're bringing up? Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry. Hey, Philadelphia sports got some
Joe
scars,
Juravicious down the seam. Oh, gosh. So
I'm sorry. I said I was going to be nice, but I got all the scars in the Philadelphia sports wounds, man.
That's what I was trying to tell you. He was telling me I was being too negative in Game 3, and I was like, listing all the scars I have.
you brought up 2011, Ryan Howard blowing out his Achilles.
Yes.
I'm like, no, don't go there.
Yeah. When you thought, okay, after the first inning, you're down 1-0, like, oh, plenty of time. They'll score some runs.
They won't. They won't. A Philadelphia team will break your heart, and it's okay. We're gonna be positive. We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Right now, they got to bathe in this one, though, Wayne. They got to wallow in this one. And you need some accountability. You need some leaders on the team, man. Bryce, I feel like Bryce always just wants to hit a home run. And sometimes I feel like in Game 1, when they got blown out, the Mets beat us with just single after single after single. And it was like, yo, what is up with our professional baseball team that you can't just go to the plate, focus on what you got to do, and get a single? Is it home run or nothing, or is it just their minds not wired that?
That's how they won so many times this year. It's the long ball, and
I hear you, man.
They've never really been built for station-to-station baseball, and
this disappointment is all I'm feeling.
Just no grit whatsoever. The city wants people that
I need a Lindor. I hate to say that.
I mean, he wasn't hitting well though. Until then,
he's not hitting well, but then he patient,
one swing of the bat,
you know.
Yeah.
So,
all right, we need to flush it because I can't.
No more Phillies, yo.
No
Do
more
better.
We'll talk to you in February, maybe March,
maybe June. No, actually, the city won't buy in until they go back to the playoffs. I'm gonna say that. Watch, it's gonna turn into like how the Sixers get to the second round.
If they make some big splash signings like I just said,
if they sign Soto, bring in another bat, I got you.
Yeah, then who knows? People, especially if the Eagles are struggling, then it's like
we're gonna transition there.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
We could talk about the Birds. Birds coming off the bye week. Who do they play this week?
Cleveland
Browns. Are the Cleveland Browns any good?
No.
All right. What's the spread for informational purposes?
9.5.
All right. So that's somebody telling us that the Birds should whoop up on
Absolutely,
Cleveland.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
It's really up to Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
If he plays decently well, like he did against the Raiders,
It could keep the game closer than that 9.5 or that 10 point. I got you.
Or all the guys that are coming back from injury, Lane Johnson, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, even like Sidney Brown is coming back from his injury from last year.
Who'd they cut? Devin. They got rid of Devin White.
Got rid of Devin White.
What was that about?
Greatest linebacker of Eagles.
Why did Eagles? Howie Roseman? Why do you keep doing that, man? You sign a player and then cut him, and they never see the field. Is it just him owning his mistake, or is it like, I made a mistake?
The problem is he got all first team reps in preseason and training camp.
Man,
like they just
is
that if he's gonna be a healthy scratch?
The first, what we actually talked about. Once we saw that exchange of him sending tweets on the sideline,
we knew it was over.
We're like, this is over. This is ridiculous. This was a bad move. But does anybody feel that linebacker slide? Are they counting on Brown to come in and muddy up that middle or play safety? Like, what are they counting on?
He's going to play safety.
Okay.
They're just counting on Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond doing what they do. And I did see that they're going to start Cooper DeJean in the
talked about that.
Slot nickel.
Okay.
Instead of Maddox. Thank goodness. I'm so tired of
Mr. Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, you can't be getting cooked and talking about you ready to play the game.
Oh,
you're in the game.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. All right. I
Kyler
play
Murray.
video games, but no, you're not going to talk about that while you're getting.
Yeah. Might be part of the reason why I got
getting manhandled by, what was it, Jack? No, it's not Jackson. Oh, Mike Evans. Mike Evans was cooking him. And it's out there. The video's out there of him asking him if he wants to play video games. So.
Yeah, but it really depends on those guys coming back and how comfortable Jalen feels. Like we said last week or the week before, he doesn't feel comfortable with guys he doesn't know. And so you got AJ and Devontae as his safety blanket. And so that should prove to
give him some comfort level. To make the right throws, make the right reads.
Exactly.
Saquon should be shifty with a weaker rest and looking good. And like you said, the Browns are trash. The Browns to me look terrible. Deshaun Watson looks terrible.
Yeah.
They need to show up and do their job and just play the right way on Sunday, or it's gonna get really, really ugly.
Yeah. They have a ton of talent. They really do. They were the best defense in the league last year. Browns were. They have a lot of talent on the offensive side. Mari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, David
Njoku is pretty nice.
Their offensive line has been pretty terrible. So they.
What's the running back that tore his knee up? Nick Chubb. Is he? I saw he's on the practice field, but he's not anywhere close to coming back yet.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know, but. Yeah, like we always say, this offensive line is ripe for the taking, and we'll see how they come up.
Does Jalen have a turnover this week?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
When has he not had one?
I'm going to say Jalen is not going to have a turnover this week. I'm taking the under on Jalen's turnovers this week. No turnovers for Jalen. He said that him and Sirianni had a talk.
Oh, yeah.
This week. They had a talk. They smoothed it out. So
smooth what out though?
Whatever was.
They both denied there was anything ever going on. So,
but you can see the body language from both of them. You can.
But now he's admitting that
with the lost look on his face on the sideline.
What? Gosh, I would. I could tell a lot about a coach based on what he looked like on the sideline.
On the sideline?
Like Dave Campo was remember Dave Campo from the Cowboys?
Oh, yeah.
The king of like the fluster, like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, just has no clue. And you can tell he just had no control over that locker room. He not a motivational bone in his body.
Sirianni sometimes has that look.
He does.
That lost look on his face. And you're like, oh, God, here we go. Nah.
So I hate to have a coach like that because they've always felt like they've had the guys that feel like they're in control. This is the first time I feel like the coach just
doesn't have any pulse on the actual locker room,
right?
And he's grasping at like, yo, I need you guys, and they're kind of like,
yeah,
let's keep.
I mean, Chip Kelly in his days, first year, I think that people appreciated him, but then when he shipped off Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, goodness. And Shady. No.
It was over for him.
They bought all the way out after that.
And so that's when,
You can't ship out players and then make up stories to get them in trouble. That's weak. Come on, man. Do better. Do better than that.
But yeah.
Who else? So are we saying Birds win this week? Or are we saying close game?
It's going to be close, just like every game has been.
I feel you.
I think they'll pull it out, but it's going to be close.
Just don't lay an egg this Sunday. The city cannot deal with.
It was like what we said last week when we said, "Is it going to be unhinged if they lose the Zach Wheeler game?" And
they lost the Zach
Wheeler
and
game.
It's been kind of a not pleasant listening week for TV, radio, or just walking around the city, man, listening to people. Everybody's in a not nice mood. So Eagles got to try to do something about it and change that this Sunday. And bring home a win. Who else are we looking at in the NFL this week that we care about?
Cowboys Lions is a pretty good game.
4. That's a good game.
game. Commanders and Ravens. That's another good game. I mean, who would have thought that the Commanders be playing like the way they're doing?
Are we worried about the Commanders and Jaden Daniels?
Yes.
I agree. I'm hearing people call in and saying like, no, we're not worried about it, but Jaden Daniels looks like he's ready.
Yeah.
I think I saw some stat that said he played like 53 or 54 college games, like up to the point where he is right now. That's a decent amount of football, and he looks like he's not forcing it. He's not turning the ball over. They don't have enough tape on him yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He looks I want to say I'm not worried about the Commanders, but they look
good.
He looks ready.
He's scoring a lot of points. They have the most points scored in the league right now.
He looks ready.
Yeah. I don't know. I was out on him just because I don't know, the story out of the combine was that he wasn't interviewing well, and then you saw on Hard Knocks with the Giants, Dable
showed that clip of him breaking down.
Yeah, and Dable gave him a play to remember, and he just couldn't remember it. He just kept saying the wrong thing, and Dable was correcting him, and I was like, oh gosh, the Commanders got another second overall pick that's not going to know what he's doing. But he's balling out.
He's balling. He's balling out.
Yeah.
So
now you got to see Dan Quinn with his backwards hat again a lot.
We want to throw the backwards hat in the garbage.
What is the oldest you can be and wear a backwards hat?
I think 5.
Okay.
I'm joking. I don't.
Okay.
I think 5. Because I see dudes with the backwards hat. I don't wear the backwards hat.
Yeah.
It's personal preference.
I think it was I always thought the rule of thumb was 30. At 30, you should stop.
Well, I definitely cannot wear the backwards hat.
Yeah. I used to a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, I turned it around when I turned 30 and been doing that ever since.
Let us know in the comments or leave us a comment.
Yeah.
When do you stop wearing the backwards hat? Please. I would like to know.
And we're going to at Dan Quinn on this one.
Stop wearing the backwards hat. Yo, get out of here. What are we? So NFL.
Yeah.
What else went on this week, NFL, that we are interested in?
Robert Saleh.
Jets fired their coach. This week. Was that the right move?
I think he's being scapegoated.
Was that Aaron Rodgers?
It's probably Aaron Rodgers going to management.
He took offense to that, though.
Yeah,
you
course
see the
did.
statement that he put out I'm appalled.
Yeah.
I would never get my coach fired.
Yeah, never, of course.
Saw that time in the cave. I'm sorry.
How many? I think they gave up 1 touchdown or 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks, the defense.
True.
And that's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, the whole team is under him, but he's a defensive coach. Nathaniel Hackett has the offense. So, their defense seems to be doing their job. They did pretty well against the Vikings. Darnold had a bad game. And
Rodgers played like trash on Sunday.
Rodgers
played like garbage on Sunday.
Yeah.
And he hasn't looked right. Coming off an Achilles, what is he, 39, 40?
Yeah.
All right. That's hard to do. But Rodgers doesn't look right. And to me, like you said, for the coach to get fired, what are they, 2-3, 2-2?
2-3.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
That to me, I think Sirianni probably saw that and almost called a team meeting. Because I'm telling you, if you don't get it right this week, whoo.
Yeah. So, people are calling for Saleh to come and be the defensive coordinator. But, I mean, they're not going to replace Fangio.
They're not going to replace Fangio. They paid money for Fangio, and all they've been talking about the Vic Fangio scheme.
Yeah. After the season, maybe. But, I mean, if they have a bad season, everybody's
going to be fired anyway.
They're starting over with somebody new, and it's going to be an offensive coach because, like I said last week, where's all the money spent on this team? On the offense. You're going to get an offensive coach. And maybe Saleh can come in and play and be the defensive coordinator. I don't know.
No, I agree. Yeah. I agree. What are we transitioning to?
This segment is brought to you by Jambuck Apparel Company. They believe that looking good should never mean sacrificing comfort. Their collection features fits designed specifically for the modern man. Whether you're lounging at home, hitting the gym, or heading out for a casual night, their versatile pieces have got you covered. Visit jambuckapparel.com to inquire about their new arrivals.
Don't be like this guy. It's time to call out our most valuable hater of the week.
I'm going to do my MVH of the week this week. And this week, I want to nominate my neighborhood group chat. We were, like, you would think that the Phillies lost the series on Saturday. The level of hate that was in this group chat. I mean, I gotta call myself out. I got to call all of us out. Yeah. Like, we got to do better. I know it was frustrating to watch because one of the games they went like 5 for 27, like 4 for 31, striking out at pitches in the dirt. We got to do better. All right. So for hater of the week, I'm gonna nominate myself with my neighborhood group chat. We got to do a better job and go Birds.
It was fun though.
I mean,
it was fun sending all those memes to each other.
Yo, I got
especially the Tobias and Trey Turner one. That was good.
Yo, he's stealing money, man. Trey, you got to do a better job, man.
Oh,
pay
man.
what, $300 million?
Yeah.
For a professional hitter?
Yeah.
You got to professionally hit the ball, man.
I was driving home on Wednesday night, last night, and I went into the Wawa app. I had to stop for gas and stuff, and I went into the Wawa app, and the first thing I see is the Schwarbaum, the drink or whatever it is that he sponsored, and I was like, that's not helping Wawa.
Not tonight. I'm not getting nothing with your face on it. Matter of fact, we're putting all the Phillies gear all the way away.
Yes.
No, I'm lying. I'm lying.
Oh, man.
I can't even pretend. Yeah. We definitely going to be back. But do you feel, though, and I know I asked this question, is it going to be Philly fatigue like the Sixers have Sixer fatigue?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They're absolutely turning into the Sixers where you're just like, I don't want to hear anything about this team until like next May. Damn. And we'll see where they are. Jeez. You know, that's
not a good place.
Right.
That's not a good place because the Sixers right now get crucified. Embiid gets slaughtered.
Yeah, but now we're excited again because Paul George and everything, and now I mean with the state of the Phillies, we're now like something else to pay attention to.
Yeah,
right?
we're officially because basketball is 2.5 weeks away.
They beat up on some Kiwis last week.
They played New Zealand in a preseason game. Yeah, they beat them pretty bad. Beat them pretty bad, but they're supposed to.
Yeah, and beating George didn't play.
So,
but they're playing. He's playing Friday night apparently against the Wolves,
and I think they play 25 next week, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
I think Simmons comes and plays a preseason game. Now, will he actually play the preseason game?
No.
And what's the over/under in games played for 25?
19.
Wow.
19 and a half.
Damn. Ben, I'm gonna say you're gonna play 50 games, yo. I can't even say that with a straight face. 25. Did you work on your jump shot? I hope you've been working on your jump shot, man.
Yeah. Did we see any of the videos?
I saw the summertime shootout videos.
Yeah, okay.
You know, that's a summertime staple.
Absolutely.
You know what? Let me
in the lab.
Working on that game. Working on that jumper, man. You know what? Well, I wish you all the best. I hope that back is healed. But you got to stop. You got to stop Tobias in Brooklyn's pockets, man.
Man, we really are the haters this week.
I'm nominating myself. That's what I said.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, so what are we transitioning to, Wayne?
Yeah, let's get to the podium.
This segment is presented by Mountney. Looking to elevate your e-commerce business? Discover Mountney.com, your premier partner in fulfillment solutions in 3PL services. Our seamless integration of print-on-demand and third-party logistics ensures your products are managed and delivered with precision. Trust Mountney to handle the details so you can focus on growing your brand. Visit Mountney.com today and experience fulfillment without limits.
Drafting the best of the best. Here's this week's podium.
All right. What's our topic this week?
Our topic this week is dream sports trips.
If you could have a dream sports trip, ranking them or picking which one you'd want.
Yeah.
1 through 3. All right. Okay. I think you should definitely
I'll go first.
You should definitely go first.
We gotta start getting a coin. We gotta.
I'm gonna go get a coin.
Gotta flip a coin.
Go get a coin. Hold on. Let me walk off set.
Go get the coin. I'm good. I'm good going first.
I got you.
And I think, people in Philly aren't going to appreciate this, but my favorite Premier League football team is Liverpool, and to go to a match at Anfield is my all-time number one dream.
I got you.
I had tickets, or I had gone to England the last week of the Premier League season in 2015.
Okay.
And I had the trip all planned, and I was going to get the tickets for the game. I went through a broker to try to get tickets. And then Steven Gerrard announced his retirement, and that was going to be his last game. And
that's big time, then. That's big. If you, No,
and
I hear you on that.
The broker got back to me. He's like, there's no chance at getting tickets for this game. So I had to go to just a regular pub in London and watch the game. But it was still fun watching with some other Liverpool fans and whatnot until they lost. But it was it was
so good. Then that's a solid one. My first pick would be World Cup final. If I could get to a World Cup final, I would try to out of all the sports that events that I could ever finals that I could go to, I would pay to go to a World Cup final if I could make.
Have they said where the final's going to be?
I think it's either LA. I feel like it's LA.
Okay.
I could be definitely
SoFi
wrong.
LA?
Probably SoFi LA.
Okay.
I bet you I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, put that in the comments and tell me, you're terrible at what you're talking about.
I thought one of the owners was like, "You're not playing soccer in my stadium" or something.
For real?
I thought so. I thought I heard
that. I mean, you're probably right, but that would be crazy. They have the money for it. They're not gonna not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right. What would be your second choice, Wayne?
Second choice for a dream sports trip. I always thought it'd be awesome to go to the Olympics. I love the pageantry and everything and whatnot, but the swimming. My daughter's really into gymnastics now, so she really wants to, go see. Like, we were gonna go. They're doing a tour, like Simone Biles, and they're all doing a tour. And
that would be cool.
Tickets though,
to
sit at the nosebleeds of Wells Fargo Center, it was like $600.
I was gonna say $600,
and that was like face value, and I'm like, okay, that's not happening.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that one.
They're gonna look like ants.
I'm not doing that one.
Holy cow! But going to the Olympics, just watching the world's best athletes, I think that'd be fun.
All right, my second would be NBA Finals. I love basketball. Grew up playing basketball, soccer, track and field. So I would say if I could get to dream sports vacation for me would be NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's depends on where it is, right? Is it your team playing, or it doesn't matter?
No, okay. I've said to my wife, if we could ever find a way to do that, which that's a dream, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
it would be.
I mean,
it'd be an
this year. Embiid and Paul George and Maxey, you never know.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
I can't say that with a straight face.
I need him to get out of the second round. I need him to get to the playoffs and get out of the second round first. But that would be mine.
Yeah. Wow.
So what would be your?
And mine, I mean, the last one's an easy one. It's kind of a cliche one, but going to the Super Bowl would be awesome. The funny thing is I don't like going to football games.
Have you ever been to a football game?
Oh, yeah. I've been to tons of football games. I just don't like going to football games because
prefer the vibe of the couch.
Because you miss a lot.
You do.
So you get the atmosphere of the fans. and I think we talked about that. I used to sit in the 600 level at the vet with my dad, and it was so much fun, like just hearing the 700 level and how crazy it got. And that was a lot of fun. And I went to a couple of games at the Link, and it was fun. Not the same vibe as the vet, but you miss a ton, and like they don't show the replays, or they don't, you're just like, I don't know, unless you're listening to Merrill in your ear, you really are kind of missing some stuff.
No, you're right.
And so I prefer, because the Eagles are my favorite team. They're my favorite sport, so I pay attention to that so much more than anything else. I want to be seeing engaged, absolutely everything, and not missing it because some drunk guy behind me spilled on me or whatever. It's whatever. I'm gonna sound like a snob here.
Listen, Grandpa.
But, yeah, exactly. I know. I'm almost 40, so I can start talking like this. But
get off my grass.
I would love to go to the Super Bowl. I would have loved to have gone in 2018 when in Minnesota, or I was really trying to figure out a way to get there to Phoenix 2 years ago. I have some clients out there that I was like trying to nudge, saying, "Hey, I can come out and see you in February."
They're like, no.
Yeah,
I'm not paying for that. And the Super Bowl tickets are,
yeah, I know.
That's like you said, it's a dream.
It is. Yeah, I know. So there's this girl went to college with me who her dad had tickets like every year.
For real?
Like somehow he had a connection where he got tickets to every single Super Bowl. And so she would go to every other one. Like he would take her and then her brother. Like they would alternate. They would go every single year.
Listen, send Dane and Wayne 2 tickets, and so address it to the Dane and Wayne show.
I don't even know who we'd be watching this year. I mean, I don't think we talked about this in the NFL segment, but like the
who's on the hierarchy?
Like the hierarchy. Let's get to that after your last pick.
All right, so let me think. My last pick. Something off the wall. Nah, it's not off the wall. I want to go to a World Series game is what I'd want to go to. Baseball, basketball, and soccer. 3 of my favorite sports. Yeah. I'd love to go to a World Series actual game. Phillies played in the World Series. I didn't have the opportunity to do something like that, which would have been a dream.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something on my bucket list of like if it ever appears or the chances ever there, I'm going to try to make that happen.
Yeah, nice.
So
I had tickets. I had tickets to World Series, but it was like one of those. I had a partial game plan in 2008.
Yeah,
and so you get 1 game per series. And they had been losing every time I went. Like I was like being superstitious, my buddy and I and so we're like, we both made a decision to just sell the 3 tickets that we got for the 3 series.
Oh wow!
So we sold the DS, the CS, and then the World Series. But we had Game 5 World Series tickets, which is the game they clinched.
Against Oh wow!
But
didn't it rain for like 3 days or 2 days before that?
2 days. It rained for like all night and the next day. So they postponed it, or they finished the game 2 days later after they started it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that was a solid memory.
I sold tickets to the clinching game of the World Series.
Philadelphia sports memory,
of course. Yeah, I sold tickets to the Winter Classic because I had Winter Classic tickets for the Flyers and Rangers. Yeah. So. Oh well.
But let's
get back to the hierarchy.
Let's circle back. What do you want to discuss?
I mean, I just feel like there's a lot of mediocrity in the NFL right now, and there's not like great teams. There's the Chiefs, who are great.
Chiefs. Is there Minnesota?
Minnesota's 5-0, but
is Minnesota for real?
I don't trust Sam Darnold.
We don't trust Sam Darnold. Is correct.
Their defense is playing great.
Yeah.
And
who else is out there that we kind of like?
I mean, Washington, like we said. Washington's good. Baltimore's looking good.
I'd have to look out for the Lions.
Houston looks strong with C.J. Stroud, but nobody's looking dominant except for Kansas City.
No.
So,
and who's gonna beat Kansas City? Can Patrick Mahomes win a 3rd straight Super Bowl? Is that doable?
I think so.
What we see? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, Kelsey's not the same player.
No,
he's getting older. He's got the Swifty. The Swifty. Interruptions and distractions, and Pacheco's out, but they've got Kareem Hunt back.
Yeah,
who's actually playing well.
He's been doing serviceable, doing his
job.
And
then the receivers are subpar, but Mahomes just
Andy calls good plays.
Yeah, Andy calls good plays. The defense is good enough with Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is dovetailing into our hot seat segment.
This segment is presented by Height Hype. Are you ready to elevate your game? Their Height Track posters are designed to measure your growth side by side with your favorite college athletes, making them perfect for young athletes aiming for the next level. Join the Height Hype community today and start your journey to greatness at heighthype.com.
Get ready for some fire. Here's the hot seat.
What we wanted to debate, can Patrick Mahomes become the GOAT? Does he have enough time? Does he, can he win enough Super Bowls?
What is he, 26, 27?
No, I think he's older than that. I think he's almost 30 at this point.
So, all right, so we're going to say he's 29.
Yeah.
So that means he's got 3. Ooh, yeah. No, if all right, so if he, well, no, he's got, how many does he have? 3 or 2?
He's got 3.
He's got 3. All right, so if he wins 4 this year, then technically he has a chance.
He does.
Technically he has a chance.
Depends.
But everything would have to break correct.
It would. It would. He's not the type of guy that relies too much on his athleticism. He's mobile within the pocket, and he can get out of trouble. And he always, he's gets that little scoot going and gets 15 yards.
Pass.
Yeah. So it's not like he relies on that too much, like I said. So he could play another 8-9 years.
He's like you just touched on. He gets just enough out of trouble, and he's not looking to run into somebody. He's looking to get out of the way, make somebody open, make somebody miss, and then dump it down deep or dump it off in the flat. From what I've seen this year, though, it's a lot of dump offs in the flat and the play calling from Andy Reid designing them, man. So it's I want stuff like that in Philadelphia, but
if only they could find somebody like Andy Reid. I don't know where you find somebody like that.
You hire him and you keep him in your organization. But at where they were at the end of Andy Reid.
Absolutely,
there was so much bad.
It had run its course.
There was so much bad.
I think he learned a lot from his time here and took the good and figured out how to
apply it.
Yeah, and supplement it with good people around him, and that magical Mahomes pick.
Who else was in that draft? Was it? Oh my God, I can't think of the quarterback's name.
Yeah,
I went to North Carolina. I'm drawing a blank right now. If you remember that, who got drafted before Patrick Mahomes, please leave it in the comments because I cannot. Remember.
I should know this because
it was terrible.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, you're like, how did he go over Mahomes? But the word out on Mahomes was that he wasn't disciplined. He's not gonna read the defense, which is something you hear about a young quarterback, that he can't read defenses.
But the Texas Tech offense was really just kind of a basic and I guess run and shoot style offense. So they didn't think that he could, acclimate to the NFL. But obviously he's
acclimated quite well.
There's no question about that.
Quite well.
I mean, he's gotten to the point where he's a little obnoxious for me, and his wife doesn't help that at all. But greatness is greatness.
Greatness is greatness. He's winning.
Yeah.
We want him to lose, but hey, I'm not gonna be that kind of hater when he's that great.
Yeah, we stopped our hater stuff tonight. We've had enough hater stuff tonight. So are we saying yes? Are we saying yes, he has a chance?
I think he does have a chance. If he wins a 4th one this year, he's totally got a chance. And the chips are gonna fall where they're gonna fall. But he definitely has a chance.
Okay.
So is that it for this week? What games are we watching this week? What games are we paying attention to?
I mean, college wise, Penn State plays USC out in LA. Apparently they went out today. I don't know, for jet lag reasons. I have no idea.
What? It's Thursday. The game's on Saturday. They need 2 days to acclimate?
I don't know.
Aren't these 22? Wait, these are 19-years-olds, right?
Yeah.
Man.
And it's a 3:30 game, so act like it's a noon game.
They don't need sleep. You're 19, man.
Exactly.
I need sleep.
Absolutely.
But whatever.
I'm excited for that game. I mean, the first SC Penn State game since one of the Rose Bowl games. That was Was that the Darnold game? I'm trying to remember. It was, it was a while ago, but
I feel like that was. Oh God, no? I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not even gonna pretend to remember that. That was a while back. That was at least 10 years ago.
Yes, it was.
So who are we throwing in the garbage this week? As far as we flushed the Phillies.
Yep.
We're moving on to the Birds.
Yep.
And take care of business on Sunday, Birds. That's all we're asking for. Yeah. Anything you want to leave the people with? Leave a leave a comment.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll start talking about the Flyers and Sixers a little bit. Yeah,
that is true. Basketball season is right around the corner, like Wayne said. We're going to have some more good content with the Sixers, and hopefully you enjoyed the show today. I know I had a great time talking with Wayne. Phillies, disappointing, but we're going to be positive and keep it moving. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
And everybody have a great evening.